Hello friends, you're watching India Today Tech, and in this video we're going to unbox and take a good look at the Micromax Bharat 1. You can buy this phone separately, but it is also available with a bundled offer from BSNL. In this video we're going to take a detailed look at all the plans that you get with this phone and also the specifications of the Bharat 1. We also compare it with the Jio phone and see how it stacks up against the Reliance's feature phone that comes with similar specifications. The Micromax Bharat 1 runs a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor with 512 MB of RAM and 4 GB of storage, which is expandable via microSD card of up to 32 GB. It has a 2.4-inch display, a 2 megapixel camera at the back and a VGA camera at the front. It's 4G VoLTE capable and supports dual SIM cards. It also has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth like the Jio phone and supports GPS as well. The phone packs a 2000 mAh battery. So unlike the Jio phone, the Micromax Bharat 1 does not have a single slot. It has a dual SIM card slot and both the slots are not locked to a single network. Single slot is locked to the Jio network. So this is the Bharat 1, guys. Completely made out of plastic. I see the back is already slightly open, but we'll find a notch. As you can see, the phone has two micro SIM card slots and one for putting the micro SD. Let's take out the battery and other accessories from the box. First up is the user guide, which tells you how to set up the smartphone and lists all the features as well. Next is the charger, which is not a travel adapter. I see it has a micro USB port and it's not a travel adapter, as you can see. The rating mentioned is 0.7 ampere. Then there are a pair of headphones which the Jio phone does not have, as we saw in the unboxing. And let's take a look at the quality of the earphones. They are earbud type earphones and very basic. Then you have the battery, which has a 2000 mAh capacity. Let's take it out and put it on the smartphone. So let's turn on the Bharat 1, guys. The phone looks very similar to that of the Jio phone, but there are a lot of differences between the Micromax Bharat 1 and the Jio phone. The Jio phone runs on Kai OS, which is not a very well-known OS, but the Micromax Bharat 1 runs on Android. Though it doesn't look like the Android you would see on smartphones, but it does support apps that you get on all the smartphones you have in the market. That is the basic difference, and that is the big advantage of the Micromax Bharat 1. You get the WhatsApp support and the YouTube support. You also get apps like Facebook, and the layout of the software is such that it might feel familiar to many of the smartphone users. Before checking out the Bharat 1 in detail, let's also take a look at what BSNL plans offer with this device. While for the Jio phone you need to make a payment of rupees 1500 upfront, for the Micromax Bharat 1 you need to pay rupees 2200. The difference is that of 700 rupees, and also of the fact that after 3 years you need to return the Jio phone to get your 1500 rupees deposit. But with the Micromax Bharat 1 there is no such scheme. So effectively Jio phone costs rupees 0, but for the Micromax Bharat 1 you need to shell out rupees 2200, which is a great difference. Now with the Micromax Bharat 1, BSNL bundles a rupee 97 plan. You get unlimited calls and data with this plan, but if you notice the finer details, it is written that for 97 rupees the plan is only valid for 28 days and not for 1 month. Then the unlimited calling thing is also true, and it's not only for local calls, but you can also make STD calls. Even the roaming expenses are covered in this offer, but the data is not limited. You get a 5 GB of limit on high speed internet. After you use that up, the speed of the internet is reduced to 80 kilobytes per second, which is very less compared to the high speed data offered on the 5 GB plan. Also, there are only 10 SMS per month that the BSNL plan offers. In comparison, on Jio phone you get unlimited SMS, unlimited calling as well, and the data is way more at 14 GB per month. At the front, the phone has a T9 keypad and the primary mic. At the bottom, the phone has a micro USB port for charging and a 3.5 mm headphone jack. There is a notch to lift the back cover. Then at the top there is a LED flash which works as a torchlight on the phone. At the back the phone has a 2 megapixel camera, and at the front the phone has a VGA camera. There's also an earpiece beside the front camera. Since the Bharat One runs on Android, there are a lot of differences when you compare it with the JioPhone. For example, on the JioPhone you get an app drawer, but on the Micromax Bharat One you get all the apps on the home screen. So if, for example, you need to access the settings menu, you'll have to press the D-pad here and go to the settings menu. There are other options as well. For example, if you go on the left, there are contacts you can access quickly, but then again, to access each and every icon you need to right and left again and again to access one app or the other, which is quite a drawback on this phone. But the best part is that the Bharat One supports WhatsApp, though you will be accessing all the contacts via this D-pad and you will be typing using the T9 keypad, but still it has an option to run WhatsApp, which could be a big plus for many of you looking to buy a feature phone with WhatsApp support. So this is how you access WhatsApp on the Bharat One. There is a cursor which you can move using the D-pad and select the text box that you need to type the text in, and then get the thing done, which means you can also make video calls using WhatsApp. For example, you can switch between pages using the D-pad, and you can access the front camera to make video calls. I'm in a fairly low light situation here, and this is how a video call would look like if I am making it on the Bharat phone. There is a slight lag in the video, as you can see, when I move it around from here to there, and if I click it using this phone, it does take a second or two to register the photo. The software, as you can see, is very similar to Android, from the dialer thing to the apps to the interface. There is no drop down menu, of course, because it's not a touch phone, of course, but most of the things like the settings menu as well, if you will see, has a very similar layout like the Android smartphones. You probably cannot add a Gmail account on this device or a Google account, but then again there is the Facebook account, and there is no Play Store as well or any other app store using which you can download applications. But then again, this kind of functionality on a feature phone is quite unheard of and quite absurd to some people, but then again very useful for people looking for a feature phone form factor with good amount of features taken from the smartphones. The camera on the device, the phone has a very different app layout compared to Android. The right key on the D-pad gives you the zoom, while the left gives you the zoom out. On the top is the video recording feature, and the center of the D-pad gives you the click. There is a fair amount of lag after which the photo gets stored. Let's take a look at the photo itself. There is a big menu as well where you can do all the settings related to the camera. Deep in the menu you get the front camera. You get to access the front camera, and here is the front camera, guys. Let's take a selfie and we'll check the quality on the phone. And this is how the preview of the photo looks like. Though one of the photos was blurred, this one seems to be done nicely. There is no option to zoom, I think, or probably you can use the plus sign to zoom in. Now coming to other apps or services that the JioPhone offers, they are all missing on the Bharat One. You do get the YouTube app, using which you can watch YouTube videos, but there is no app like the Jio Movies app or the Jio TV or the Jio Music, which gives you access to a good number of things, and Jio does have a good database when it comes to all those stuff, but that all is missing on the Bharat One. You can watch a YouTube video, as you can see, not a dedicated button for back or menu. it's quite difficult to maneuver. Let's try double clicking the display, and yes, we have the menu, goes to full screen, but still it's in the portrait mode, it's not rotated. There's no automatic rotation thing on the device. It does allow you to fit the video, but it's not rotating the video automatically. There's no dedicated volume button as well, and I also just realized the keypad on this device is also not that great. It's very flimsy. It's not as good as what you get with the Jio phone, but then again, a feature phone at this price might entice some. So this is the Bharat One, guys. If you have any questions about the phone, let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel to get latest stuff delivered directly to your inbox. Thank you for watching.